Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be reviewing the Daily Planet MOC I did not too long ago. So stay tuned, the review is coming up. I went ahead and added some scenes right here out front so you can see all the main characters I have going on for this building. I feel it was really appropriate to add not just the Superman universe characters, but also DC Universe itself. For this mug, I was heavily inspired by the Empire State Building in New York. I always had the idea of it being the actual Daily Planet in the DC universe from Superman. So it kind of makes sense in my mind to build it off base of the design. I think it came out great. It just looks perfect to me. The only thing I would change is just maybe make it taller. But other than that, it looks great as it is. Now we're gonna be taking a look of the entire building itself. I actually took down the Grand Emporium module building to make up this mock. Let me turn it around for you to see the side of it. I didn't really add much details to it because this is pretty much gonna have another building next to it, and it's pretty much gonna be covering it up. However, I added Batman right there. This is actually an Easter egg reference to the first appearance of Batman in DC Comics. It was well known as Detective Comics back in the day. Turning it around, as you can see, I added a bunch of details to the back. I added the fire escape ladders right there, as well as some windows and also some stuff in the underground on the first floor, like electrical boxes and garbage cans. I believe it came up looking good actually though. On the other side, I didn't really add anything because again, this is gonna be next to another building and not really sense of me putting any details to the side. But yeah, now that we have that going on, I can turn it around once again for you to see the scenes that we have up front. We're gonna be going into the actual characters, starting with Superman, the one and only Man of Steel. He gets a second face actually, and then we also have Supergirl with the second face as well. Also have Wonder Woman, and she also gets a second face. Also Batman, but not just one. I also got another one, haha. We also got Robin, just in case we need a backup. Green Lantern, The Flash, Shazam, Clark Kent, of course, Lois Lane, Perry White, who actually gets a second face as well. Also Jimmy Olsen, Ross from Friends, why not? Chandler from Friends as well, why not? A security guard, a henchman, Bruce Wayne, yes sir. Detective Gordon, and the one and only Lex Luthor. And he actually gets a Mac. I always remember when watching the cartoons, he would wear this mech suit that he made up. So I actually went ahead and made it for him. I think it came out good. I based all the design on the actual cartoon series. All his legs and arms are also articulated so he can move here and there, and he can also get on it so he fights Superman. Just like that, it closes up, and there we have it. He is ready to battle. Next one out, we got Lobo from the cartoons, also the Joker. No, I also got Sinestro, Reverse Flash. I also made up a brick built Doomsday because, of course, Lego hasn't made it a big fig yet, so I felt like I really needed to add this character to this mock. As you can see, turning it around, I went ahead and tried to make it as detailed as possible. He's pretty much a monster. He's pretty articulated. He can move his arms up and down as well as his legs. And I also have a video for a short on my channel if you want to see how to make it. I would suggest that you stop the build as it goes because it goes really quick. For some reason, the shorts on YouTube don't let me do more than 15 seconds. I also went ahead and added this green card right here. It opens up just fine, and you can actually fit 2 minifigs in there. And closes just like that. Nothing really too fancy. Turning it around for you, I added some details in the back. And as you can see, it's meant to be an older looking car. I pretty much added this car to my mug because I wanted to make a reference for an Easter egg for Superman's first appearance on Action Comics #1, which Lego also put together, and I also added to my mock. Just a little reference there. Now we're gonna be reviewing each floor for the actual mock. On the first floor, I added this phone booth because he loves to change his clothes there. Might as well add it, right? I also went ahead and added some details for boxes where you can actually drop off your mail or pick up some newsletters or newspapers actually. And as you can see right there, one of them is from the Daily Bugle. That competition is always present, might as well. As well as the front line, which seems to be a pretty common Lego newspaper throughout the theme. Also, these doors that as well, he loves to change his clothes there, as you can remember in the movies. The design on top is supposed to represent the actual Daily Planet, and that's supposed to be the logo for it, brick built. And actually, the inspiration came out from the movie Superman Returns. And let me turn it around for you to see the other sides. Again, didn't really add much to it because it's gonna have another building next to it, and it's just gonna not make sense to me to add many details to the side. Turning it around again. As you can see, I got some really good looking details, I would say. Some garbage cans. The yellow one and the brown one, the design is taken from the Daily Bugle building, which I thought it was really nice how it came out. But this green one, since there was no really green box that I had, so I just had to make it up. I think it came out looking good. Overall, the design looks good, I believe. Also, I got some electrical boxes right here, and some hoses and tubes, and also this guy, somehow he is delivering something looking weird. Oh, that makes sense. He works for Lex Corp. You know what this is, right? So he might be going through the back door. Huh. We will find out shortly, I believe. And let me close that. I added some pieces here and there to give it more detail. Let me turn it around again. As you can see, nothing really going on this side. We're gonna have another building next to it, so that's why. Turning it around, and we're gonna go ahead and take a look at the interior now. I went ahead and added some screens right there because I felt like I needed to have some type of TVs going on, so minifigs can watch the news while waiting there. I also went ahead and added the clocks on the wall because I remember the scene from the movie. Just adding references here and there. I really like the Superman movies, so might as well add as much as I can. Turning it around, so you can see I added the glove from the movies as well. Thing came up looking really good. It's supposed to represent the planet, of course. Believe it did come out good. It's actually a great build. But yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look now of the second floor. Just so you know, this is modular and it comes up on a modular style. This is where we get the lettering starting for the Daily Planet sign. As you can see, I added a bunch of windows so we can get some light through it. You can see better. Some windows on the side to give it more light again. Turning it around for you once again. I also added the fire escape ladders and a little light right there. The intention of having the clear window is for Superman to use his supervision to see through stuff. So the idea is to have Superman check if Lois Lane is actually working so he can go ask her for a date. And there he is. He's just waiting for her to come up. Let me show you right here. As you can see, it just comes down just fine. Nothing really fancy other than that there. Turning it around. No other details than the windows on top. Just again to give it more light inside. And that's pretty much the second floor. Let me show you the interior. Taking it up. And as you can see, I really tried to put as many details on this one as much as I could. Because I remember the Daily Planet being like a really busy place where everybody was always running and, working. So might as well add as many desks as possible. Also some computers and stuff. So you can see I added some details like the little planters right there, like a camera that's probably Jimmy's desk. And you can also see the back of the letters for the sign of the Daily Planet right there. I also went ahead and added a bathroom and break room right there. The bathroom actually has, it's pretty much all detailed up. So it's got like a little toilet, always gotta have a toilet paper as well, and a sink just to wash your hands. And also the break room has a fridge. Looks like it's got a little bit of a microwave on the side, and also like some cookies for our minifigs to eat just in case they're hungry. So this is basically a reference for the Daily Planet, which was pretty much a busy place all the time. So next up, we do have the third floor, which I went ahead and made it up following the same design for the Daily Bugle, where the front comes out. So you can have a better view of the actual interior. As you can see, I went ahead and tried to attach it to as many pieces as possible, so it's pretty sturdy. I also went ahead and used the design of the studs on the side, so it attaches this plate, so it makes pretty much the structure a little bit sturdy. I can shake it and it's not really gonna come up apart, as you can see right there. And we do have the third floor, which happens to be the place where they print out the actual newspaper. I added some details right there, like a desk and a computer, and also like a tank of ink, in this case yellow ink. And as you can see right there, I do have the printers coming out with the Detective Comics #1 reference for Batman's first appearance right there. This, and of course I also have the Daily Planet coming out from the printing press. And here is the reference to first appearance for Batman on Detective Comics. And here's my actual Easter egg. I like this floor overall. I think it came up looking really good for what it's meant to represent. The details are pretty much there. Not so much on the outside. As you can see, it's pretty plain on the sides, other than the actual, back with the fire escape ladders and the light there. Also, I guess I got the windows, but I guess I could put more windows around it, but not really much on the other two sides, basically. But I like it a lot. I think it came out good. And actually, the printing press, it's a design from Robin Hood Bricks. Make sure to check out his channel. He pretty much shows you how to build it. I liked it a lot, so that's why I went ahead and added it to my mock. And I think it came out looking good. It really does the job of representing what it's supposed to do. And now we're gonna go ahead and take a look of the last floor that we have. So it just comes up just like the previous one, where we take the front off. As you can see, it's pretty much the same technique from the Daily Bugle, other than just the design is actually different. Technique overall is the same. I just pretty much came up with my own idea how to make it work on my building, at least using the plate on top of a modified brick. I really like the way the Y came out, because I think it's pretty overall. I think it's a clever design for the letters, and that's our last floor. As you can see, that's where the plate comes up and attaches to the actual floor. This is actually Perry White's office. He's got like a huge desk and a couple of chairs there. I also went ahead and added a water fountain for him to, if he's thirsty or anything. You can see he's got like a cabinet there with the little planet on top. He also has like a little bookcase right there with a little traffic on top. Some other ornament, I guess. But yeah, the building overall came out good. Again, I believe it's a good way to represent his office. Just going off the designs from the movies and TV series. The side of the building, as you can see, it's got the windows, so it gives a little bit of light to go through. Also, the fire escape ladders, as well as like a little light there. And I also added like a windows there for him to be able to see to the other side. The building overall, I believe it came out good. You can see that's the big boss's office right here, just by looking at the size of it. So now we're just putting the front part on top of that. Of course, we gotta move the chairs a little bit so they're not on the way. We're closing it up. And now we have our last floor, which is where the magic happens, where we do have our little glove right there. So the building itself is pretty sturdy. Turning it around, you can see I have like a little spinning wheel right there, which actually helps the glove spin around. Pretty basic technique. I also added like a couple of windows in the back, so it lets the light go through. So it looks like, out front, there's something going on. Nothing on the side, because again, there's gonna be another building next to it. I think it came out looking good, actually. I also still have the brick build ladder just for the D, because it wasn't really gonna fit on the rest of the building. The glove just detaches just pretty easy, actually. I pretty much use the design of making a Lego ball, but instead of just using it for anything, I use it for it to be the planet. And the design is actually using the tubing, the Lego tubing. It wasn't actually enough for me, so I had to complete it using a couple of technique pieces. And you can see I actually used the same technique that was used on the Grand Emporium, where the letters had those little hand type of pieces where they just attach to the tubing just like that. As you can see right here, that's the D. You can pretty much use your own to make it work. It doesn't necessarily have to be perfect, as long as it attaches to the Lego tubing, basically. So you can see nothing really fancy there. It's just the planet. It has like a little Technic piece right there where it attaches on top of the column, and I can rotate it just like that. And just a little size comparison, it is as tall as the Daily Bugle. Hope you like my review. I really try to add as many details and Easter eggs here and there for it to make it interesting. If you like this type of content, please consider liking and subscribing. It really helps the channel, and also we can reach out to more people interested in this type of stuff. I'm working on my next build, which is actually the Kingpin Tower. So please stay tuned. Thanks for watching.